I love the blues. To me, there's something really real about the blues that helps you connect with other people, tell stories, share emotions. But nothing kills the vibe of a good blues than just noodling around aimlessly on the blues scale. Today, we're going to look at the language of the blues so that you can learn to really say something impactful with your solo. We're in the key of F major today, but we're not even going to worry about the complexities of the 12-bar blues. We're playing 2 chords. B flat 7 to F. And don't be lazy about it, right in the pocket. Check your articulation, long, short. The notes are almost connected. I know you're eager to move on to something more fun, right? But this is where the groove lives. Yeah. We're keeping things super simple today. We're only using notes of the F blues scale. F, A flat, B flat, B natural, C, and E flat. You can use these notes in any order and in any cool rhythm you want, but we're going to create really simple melodic phrases with it, like this. Doesn't get much simpler than that. We're not going to judge ourselves on how good our ideas are. All right, so you're going to take one of these phrases and you're going to put it between the groove. Repetition like this is key to the blues because when you repeat yourself, the audience gets the sense that what you said before was intentional and important. Now they can follow along with what you're doing. Now, of course, if you repeat the same thing over and over with no end in sight, it gets to be a little bit monotonous, but we're not going to do that. We're going to introduce a variation. We're going to take this super hit phrase that you just created and we're going to repeat it twice. But then when we get around to the third time, you're going to introduce some variation of it. So maybe we do, right? Very similar, but yet new. This is like the heart and soul of the blues language. You're going to be bold enough to say something meaningful, something important, and then to make sure they got it, you're going to repeat it. And then the third time through, you're going to vary it up a little bit, but it's the same idea. They will be mopping what you're spilling if you do it right. With something meaningful to say, but now we've got to play it like we mean it. And that means you're going to be very intentional with the articulation, the swing feel, and the rhythm. If you don't play this with extreme confidence, then the audience is going to pick up on that. Think about this from public speaking. If someone gave you a script of something really profound to read, but you just stood up there and mumbled it, no one is going to be inspired. Playing the blues is the same way. Say it like you mean it. Enunciate it, articulate it, give it really great, solid, perfect rhythm. That'll draw people in, get their feet dancing, and really engage them in what you have to say. This technique that we're playing is called a call and response. And there's like 2 of us playing, right? There's you, who's playing this really cool solo line. And then you've got the chorus behind you, amen, really cheering you on. So within the music that we're playing, there's kind of like a conversation happening. This is the same format that Bobby Timmons used on his song Moanin', and you can hear the conversation happening between him on piano and Art Blakey's horn section behind him. So just like you did, Bobby Timmons came up with a repeated phrase. And then he repeated it again, but he did it with a little bit of a variation, right? And then another variation, and then repeated it exactly. Now, as Bobby Timmons goes into the solos, the chords change. We give up the call and response, and we substitute just a kind of groove over a 4-chord loop. F minor, A flat 7, G7, and C7. Notice that this is not a 12-bar blues. In fact, it's kind of just one big F minor chord. I mean, they're 4 different chords, but here they all kind of center around that F minor tonality. Now, of course, we've been taught that you just use the F blues scale over all the chords in an F blues, but it's not quite that simple. You still have to be aware of what chords are going on underneath it, where you are in the form. You might even leave the blues scale a little bit and try and target chord tones from whatever chord is playing underneath it. Now, as you become a more accomplished improviser, this is a skill that we're going to have to learn. But here, as we're just getting started, I'd like to remove as many of those variables as possible. That's why I think Moanin' is like the ideal song to learn how to solo over the blues. You can just try to say something meaningful that works here in F minor. Now check out Lee Morgan's trumpet solo over these changes. I think the opening note is a D. It's the minor 6. Yeah. Listen to how clear the beginning and end of these phrases are. Nice. All right. Right, so those same ideas that we did a minute ago. Play something meaningful, repeat it so you know they heard you, and then create a variation of it. Man, such a hallmark of the blues. Now, as pianists in a rhythm section, our job is not always to be in the spotlight, right? It's to prop up and support whoever the soloist is. So not only do we have to bring the same energy and confidence to what we're playing in the rhythm section, but we have to be attuned to what the soloist is trying to say and complement them. So whenever I'm playing behind Lee Morgan or Benny Golson, I mean, I've never played behind those guys. I play in Cleveland, Ohio. It's more like some dude who just got off a day of corn farming and happens to have his grandfather's tenor sax laying around. Either way, it's still fun. What I'm doing is I'm listening for what is that interesting thing that the soloist has to say. My job is to match their energy, fill in some of the gaps, and kind of keep the groove going. So that might sound something like this. Must have really been tapping my feet. The whole house shook. Man, I was into that. So I'm playing what I call 4-note comping chords. F minor, A flat 7, G7, and C7. Now notice how I've dressed up all three of these dominant chords. This A flat 7 has got like the 9th in it. The G7 has a flat 13, flat 9, and the C7 has a sharp 9, flat 13. The reality is, though, I'm not really thinking about these dominant chords as being all these complex alterations. I'm doing something much simpler. Now, of course, I know the bass 4-note chord voicings inside and out, backwards and forward. I know those chords as well as I know my mother's face. Hi, Mom. I know you're my favorite subscriber. As always, thank you so much. Make sure you hit like and subscribe. I've got several videos that teach you these 4-note comping voicings, but the best way to learn them is to go buy my jazz piano voicings and my jazz piano comping courses, both of which you can find on jazzlibrary.com right now, and they're on sale. Instead of thinking about these as just the bass 4-note comping voicings, in order to get that cool altered bluesy sound, what I'm doing is I'm leaving the left hand the same, but I'm changing the notes in the right hand to be the closest ones I can find from the F blues scale. Let me show you what I mean. If you were playing just my stock G7 4-note comping voicing, it would be a 3 and 7 in the left hand. That's F the 7, B the 3rd, and then in our right hand would be the 9 and the 5. So that would be A and D. But if you notice these top two notes, D and A, neither one of them are in the F blues scale. So all I'm going to do is take these two notes, and I'm just going to find notes of the F blues scale and move to them. So the left hand stays the same, but I'm going to take this D and move it up to E flat, and this A and move it down to A flat. And now you get a G7 chord that's got all that bluesy flavor in it. So really the shortcut I'm doing is I'm just kind of looking at the keyboard and visualizing the notes of F blues, and I'm just playing right hand notes that fit that blues scale. I mean, look at the C7 chord that I picked. I actually used the same two notes on top, right? The E flat and the A flat over the C7. These voicings are just like instant blues goodness. It's the kind of thing you would hear somebody like Gene Harris play. I really want to encourage you to spend a lot of time practicing soloing over Monin. Remember, basically everything we've done has been over one chord, just a big F minor chord. So if you can learn how to solo over this, I guarantee you're going to start to see these same ideas and phrasing and really cool blues language start to come out in your 12-bar blues and everything that you play going forward. But don't stop here. This is just the beginning. If you want to learn how to bring all this blues language into the 12-bar blues and other more complex jazz tunes, you need to watch this video right here, right now. I'm going to show you exactly what the next step is. Are you clicking it? Right here. Click it. Watch it.